Best travel itinerary for Ladakh. So on day one, you fly to Leh and you visit the local attractions over there, which are mainly monasteries. So there are various monasteries, like there is Tikse Monastery, there's Hemis Monastery, and there is Shea Monastery also. Out of these, Hemis Monastery is got to be my favorite. They also have a museum inside the monastery, and for souvenirs, you can buy something from their shop that is run by the monks over there. Hemis Monastery is 30 kilometers away from Leh. The roads are very well maintained, which will take you hardly 40 minutes to reach there. The monastery is completely surrounded by mountains and has a vibe that will take your heart away. So this is your day one in Leh. On next day, you need to stay in Leh for acclimatization because the altitude is very high. It is above 10,000 feet. So you need to stay in Leh for day two also for your body to acclimatize properly. So on day two, you can visit Sanskar and Indus River Sangam Point. This is a very famous point where two rivers meet. It's very beautiful and you can spend your afternoon over there. While coming back from the Sangam Point, in your way you can visit Patthar Sahib Gurudwara, which has a very interesting story in itself. One special thing about the Gurudwara is that it is completely run by military forces. You can also have their langar. Also, on your way back from Patthar Sahib Gurudwara, you can spot Magnetic Hill, which is very famous for the deception of the mountains. Day 3 is when your actual journey starts. So on day 3, either you can take a bike on rent or you can book a car rental with a driver. So on day 3, you will be traveling to Khardungla Pass from Leh. So Khardungla Pass is very famous because before some time, it was the highest motorable pass in the entire world. The altitude at Khardungla Pass is approximately 18,000 feet. You can definitely see snow there whenever you visit in the entire year. You can stay there for 15 to 20 minutes. There is a small cafe that is built at the top of that where you can enjoy Maggie or chai and you can click some amazing pictures of the valley. Now from Khardungla Pass, you move towards Nubra Valley. Enjoy the majestic views that the valley has. It has some out of the world and beautiful views. So now we'll be crossing Nubra Valley and Khundar and book a stay at Turtuk. I'll tell you why we have skipped Khundar and Nubra Valley for now. So for day 3, you book your stay in Turtuk, stay there. It is a small and beautiful village built up in the valleys. So now on day 4, from Turtuk, you travel to Thang. It is 7 kilometers away from Turtuk. The road is very well built. And the special thing about Thang is that it is the last village of India. The borders are just 10 to 15 kilometers away from Thang. It is a very small village built on the riverside. You can spot military people over there also, because it is the last village. While you're visiting Thang, don't forget to visit the last home that is there at Thang. The house has a museum in itself and the family showcases the things that has been there for many years. Also, Thang is very famous for the berries and the fruit farming. So when you're coming back, you can spot the local celery. Don't forget to buy some for yourselves. From Thang, then you head back to Turtuk and see the local attractions over there. There is a very beautiful waterfall at Turtuk. You can also enjoy that. And Turtuk also has some really good cafes, so you can enjoy the views while having no meals. On day 5, you head back to Khundar now. Khundar is approximately 70 to 80 kilometers away from Turtuk. Try to leave early from Turtuk so that you can reach Khundar on time. Book a stay in Khundar for that day. In Khundar, you can visit the very famous Diskit Monastery, which is very well known for its 100 feet tall Buddha statue. Also, there is a monastery in Diskit which is very beautiful and it is built on a mountain. So make sure that you travel all the way up to the temple also while you're visiting the monastery. And in the evening, don't forget to enjoy the camel safari in the sand dunes. The camel safari in Khundar is well known for its two-humped camels that is found only over there. So you can enjoy the camel safari while watching the sunset. And also there is a small cultural show that takes place in Khundar in the sand dunes only. So you can enjoy that also. While enjoying your camping night at Khundar, don't forget to spot the stars because the sky is very clear over there and you can spot many stars from there also. So now on day 6, it's time to visit the famous Pangong Lake. Make sure that you leave early from Khundar because as the day progresses, the snow starts to melt and you may spot some water crossings. So try to leave Khundar around 8 to 9 a.m. so that you can reach Pangong on time. Also, it is 150 kilometers away from Khundar. so it will take some time, and the roads over there are not very well built. Along your way, you can enjoy beautiful views of the Shok Valley, and also Shok River will be following you almost to Pangong. And during your drive, don't forget to spot some beautiful mountain views. After reaching Pangong Lake, you can book a stay over there. You can find some cabins or camps, and then you can enjoy the beauty of the Pangong Lake and its changing colors that it brings along in the sunset. So now on the next day for day 7, either you can head back to Leh, or if you want to extend your trip and explore some more, you can head to Hanle, which is around 150 kilometers from Pangong Lake. And Hanle is very famous for its stargazing experience. Hanle also has a very well-known observatory, or you can visit Koga Valley, which has been in trend recently for its beautiful views. So for last day, you head back to Leh through Changla Pass. Make sure that you are wearing enough layers and warm clothes because Changla Pass is very, very cold compared to the entire weather of Leh Ladakh. So you will reach Leh around 4 to 5 p.m., take some rest and call it a day. So for the last day, you'll be staying in Leh. Visit Leh Palace. It has a very captivating history in itself. So the palace has an entry ticket of around 25 rupees. And in the palace, you can see how the people at that time used to live, and the entire history collection is over there. And there is also one temple that is inside the palace. So make sure to visit that. And the palace offers you some majestic views of the entire city. So we're done with the palace now, and in the evening, you can visit the Leh market, which is a very beautiful market, and you can buy things from there. Majorly, there is a huge collection of pashminas that you can spot in Leh market, and some souvenirs that you can take along. So this was your detailed Leh Ladakh itinerary. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe the video. Also, when you're visiting the valleys, you don't get many options of food. Mostly the food is included in the stay that you book. But when you are in Leh, there are many options, and if you are sick and tired of eating the Tibetan cuisine, and if you're looking for some really good North Indian food, so you can definitely give this place a try called Nathus. They have some really good meals serving on, so you can surely give this place a try on your next visit to Leh. So this restaurant is on the main street of the Leh market. Also, if you want to know the entire budget of this trip and how to manage the passes and everything, you can check out my other video.